yesterday, we started on 4-1, order of operations. And we talked about the phrase, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or PEMDA. Either way, it has the same value, it means the same thing. So I want you to look at the P. Can someone remind me by a raise of hand, what does that P mean, Augie? Parentheses, very good. We always do parentheses first. Then, if you already have this in your notes, you don't have to write it. If you already have it. If you didn't write it, then yes. Keegan, what does the E mean? So then, Ellie, what's the E mean? Exponent. So I'm going to put something like an X raised to the nth power. That N is the exponent. What does the M stand for, Sharon? Multiplying. Ella, what does the D stand for? Divide. What does the A stand for, Kate? Adding. And Greta, what does the S stand for? Perfect. Now, when we do multiplying and dividing, which way do we work? Left to right. When we do adding and subtracting, what do we do? Left to right. So if adding comes first, we add. If subtracting comes first, we do that first. It just depends. Everyone is first, left to right. Yesterday, I gave you a problem that kind of involved all of the operations. Let's start out with some smaller operations, and then we'll get into the bigger ones. Okay? So I want you to look at a problem that looks like this. 8 plus 4 times 6. And we talked about the real importance of showing our work. What is the first thing I have to do in this problem, Ella? 4 times 6. The order of operations says you do multiplication and division first. So then I can bring down my 8, right? And what's 6 times 4? 24. Now what can I do at this point, Ellie? $32. And there's your answer. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's try one like this. What happens when I give you 15 minus 6 divided by 3? When you have an answer, you can say, order of operations says, what do I have to do first? Divide. So I have 15 minus, what's 6 divided by 3? 2. 15 minus 2 is 13. Did you get 6 divided by 3 is 3, Grace? That's okay. The computation is fine. When we have a problem like this, the thing I need you to understand is they don't put a fraction bar as an order of operations. But a fraction bar like this, where you have it, it looks like a fraction, that actually is kind of part of the parentheses. You always do that first. So I'm going to actually put a little line in here. That's a fraction bar also. They don't tell you that, but that's what it is. So really that's saying you're doing this first, even though they don't put a parenthesis. So in order to do that, I have to do 7 plus 11 is 18, and I'm going to put 18 over 9, and then I'm going to say times 3. Can someone tell me what 18 divided by 9 is? Oh, 2, and I do 2 times 3 is 6. Very nice. So that, I'm going to go ahead and do, what is 16 divided by 4, Ella? 4. So now I have 4 over 2 times 7. What's 4 divided by 2? What's 2 times 7? 14. Very nice. So, order of operations says I do what first? Multiplying. So I put my 5 plus 21, and then I do minus 6, right? Then you do left to right. What's 21 plus 5? 26 minus 6 is? This is the kind of work I would expect you to show on a problem like that. Now, the next one I want you to write down is a little bit longer. I want you to write down 12 minus 4 times 2 plus 3 to the third power. Do you want to try it or go through it? So order of operations says, what do I do first? 3 to the third, right? So I'm going to do 12 minus 4 times 2. Why is it 27, Greta? Perfect. Then the next step says, we've done parentheses, we've done exponents, now we're going to do Ellie. Multiplication, I'm going to do 12 minus 8 plus 27. The rule says you go left to right. What's 12 minus 8? Anyone? 4. What's 4 plus 27? 31. Now, some of you may have done this. I just want to show you this. Some of you are going to say, I didn't really do it that way. Some of you are going to start to see that you can almost do 2 steps in one. So if I was probably doing this problem right here, I would do 12 minus 8, because I do 4 times 2. And I might just say plus 27 right there, and then go 4 plus 27. I saved myself a step, but you have to make sure that you're being careful. This is the most accurate, because then you know you won't make a mistake, or you're actually doing what they're telling you. Thing it says you do parentheses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recopy this down, because it doesn't have anything to do with this. What is 48 divided by 6? 8. I'm going to keep that in parentheses. I'm going to put my squared times 0.4. So parentheses, I've done parentheses, now I need to do my exponents. And I know for some of you are thinking, oh my gosh, here we go, we're writing again. 8 times 8 is 64. You can keep it in parentheses or take it out. It's not 16 because that's not 8 times 2, it's 8 squared. Then it says you multiply left, right. Here's the multiplication, which is 30. Is there another multiplication? So if you want to write plus 64 times 0.4, just so you can see that, then you know what is 64 times 0.4. You do 64 times 4. 16 carry the 1 is 256. You have to move the decimal point over 1 spot, so it's 25.6. Now you have 30 plus 25.6, and that's going to give you 55.6. They're going to say to you, they want you to insert parentheses so that you can make the statement true. This is actually applying what you know. And this part gets to be challenging because honestly, it is a guess and check using common sense. So for example, they're going to say a problem like this. They're going to say 48 divided by 3 squared minus 1 plus 7 equals 13. And they want you to insert a parenthesis somewhere that you can make this statement is true. Let me just walk you through what I would do personally, and then you can adjust how you need to. My suggestion is always to combine 2 sets of numbers. So my first thought would be, okay, I'm going to put a parenthesis around the first 2. Okay? So when I see it this way, I now know I have 48 inside, divided by 3 times 3 is 9. Can I get 48 divided by 9 and get a whole number? No. So right away, I know I put my parenthesis in my wrong spot. So I'm going to erase my parentheses. So now, I'm going to just say, for my own sake, I'm going to put it around the next 2 numbers. Again, it's a guess and a check. So now I have 48 divided by, what is 3 squared? 9. And I could say minus 1 plus 7. The problem is I have to do a lot of work to figure it out. So I'm going to say 48 divided by, what's 9 minus 1? 8. Plus 7. What's 48 divided by 7, or by 8? 8 times 6 is 48, right? 6 plus 7 is 13, because I need to make sure that it equals this. So now I did a guess and a check and it showed my work. I would have to insert parentheses right there.